going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Serious Angler podcast, powered by our friends over at X2 Power. As always, I'm your host, Bailey Eichbrett, and we're back with another bonus episode, the last one of this little series that we did down in Alabama at River Rocks Landing. Our guest today is Justin Atkins. It's going to be the longest one that we've had of the 4 bonus episodes with our buddy, Mr. Alex Rudd, who also posted these over on his podcast. If you guys have not checked out Alex's podcast, I highly encourage you to. He also has a really cool YouTube channel that does a lot of kayak fishing, fishing from a boat, just bass fishing, creek fishing, all that jazz. Super cool channel. Go check his stuff out. As well as Justin Atkins, all his social media and everything, as well as X2's YouTube channel, which a lot of this content that came from the shoot from a fishing standpoint, fishing videos, we posted on X2's YouTube channel. I'll post all of that down in the description. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening on MP3, you'll have it in the descriptions. And that goes for every show. You guys can always go down there and find our discount codes, everything like that, as well as our apparel is very, very close to being here. We'll have a whole website and everything you guys can go to get your own merch. We'll have Serious Angler hoodies, Serious Angler shirts, long sleeves, Biz from the Bass Boat hoodies, Biz from the Bass Boat shirts, long sleeves, hats. And we're going to have some special Serious Dangler stuff coming. You guys know we do some fun shows on the side every now and then that we kind of let loose, get some not so serious, as we call it, have some fun. We'll have some shirts that are kind of like specialty stuff, maybe do some Veterans Day shirts and give back to a specific foundation. We're looking to do a lot of good with it, have some fun with it, embrace that serious dangler that we call it, the not so serious / drunk voice of Serious Angler. Something a little bit more fun. Just long story short, that is coming soon. We'll have a link for you guys. That'll end up being in the description for every episode, so you guys can always check that out, and I'm sure we'll talk about it when that time comes. But without further ado, our last guest for the bonus series, Mr. Justin Atkins.
All right, we're back. It's I think this last one's gonna be pretty good. Yeah.
Maybe. That would be good.
Yeah.
Come on, something
Save
good
the best
for
for last.
Absolutely. Justin, how you doing, man?
you. Good. Appreciate y'all having me.
Hey, dude, it ain't no thing. I'm glad you're here. I think we're gonna have a good time this evening, and we're gonna have a good time tomorrow. But yeah, we're back. We've had a good time. We've been talking to some professional fishermen about a myriad of different things. We talked about guys fighting each other. We talked about hockey. What else have we talked about? What other rabbit holes? Sponsorships. Almost got on a soapbox on that one. That was pretty fun. I'm pretty sure Sean got a little bit nervous on that one. The look in his face was like,
oh, for just a turn of the head.
Yeah. Sean had that look on his face like, oh my God, here he goes. He's gonna start talking again, like way too much. But no, we're back. We've been having a good time. But yeah. So what are you into right now, man? Let's not talk shop. Let's not talk fishing. Let's just talk
It's deer season.
deer season. So that's what you're into.
We still
right
have a
now?
couple tournaments left, but it's deer season.
So that's what you're focused on right now.
Yeah. I like to hang out in the tree.
Yeah.
Get my bow.
Yeah. You bow man
sling
or?
sticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I got hungry, I'd get my gun out, but for sport of it, I like to shoot them with a bow.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, there ain't nothing like double lunging one with a bow, man.
Yeah. Well, it's just the last big deer I killed. Like, let me back up. Biggest deer I've ever killed, I shot with a gun, and I was wearing my work clothes, and he was like 370 yards across the bean field, and I was like, it's cool, but there was not any sport to that.
Yeah.
And that's when I got back into bow hunting, and it's hard,
Yeah,
you know. I mean,
yeah.
we hunt pine cone eaters and thickets, and they can walk anywhere. It's not like
Yeah.
you out in the Midwest, and they gotta walk down this little hedgerow. Like, I know if he's gonna walk by me if he comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, where I hunt at, I just pray that I see one, much less actually shoot the one I'm hunting. So it's hard, but it's a good time.
Heck yeah. They get nocturnal on you?
Oh, bad.
Dude, mine, I got a little bit of property, and man, mine, they get so weird, going
What
in
I
the
don't
country.
understand is in Mississippi, a lot of people hunt them at night, so you think they get dayturnal.
Yeah, like
But
they
they
wanna
don't.
avoid it. That's weird.
Yeah, but they don't.
I
For some
love
reason,
it.
they just want to hang out more at night.
I love it. Like I got a street light that's like, I don't even know why it's in the like middle. Like I have a power line that runs through my property, and so there's a street light on one of the poles, and like there's a giant, and he only comes out at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he'll be picking right under that street light, and I'm just like, you don't see him any other time, and it's like he knows.
I don't know.
But dudes are the same way. They're so sneaky. Like there's no deliberate path that they walk down. They're just
No.
everywhere all the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like a big bass.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they call them trophy fish, trophy deer. Well, so this is one of the reasons why. So I became a fan, obviously, watching you back in Forest Wood Cup days, back when you won that. But then I remember watching you. I can't remember which live stream, but I saw the bone collector sticker on your boat, and that was one of my favorite shows growing up. And that became me. I became an
they're
Atkins
awesome.
fan.
Yeah, no, they're awesome people. So, funny story about that. I was at, I believe it was a classic, and obviously, you know, we all know who Michael Waddell is. I went to school with a boy that works for him. He's in their marketing, cameraman's for him, and all that. So, like, had some connection there to know, you know, obviously who Mason is and the rest of the Waddell family. Well, I knew Mason was getting into fishing. I'd seen some stuff about it. So I'm at the classic, and I see Mason over there, and so I'm like, I'm gonna go speak to him. So I walk up, and I was like, Mason, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Justin Atkins. He's like, oh my gosh, you're Justin Atkins. I'm like, you're Michael Waddell's kid, so you don't get to be starstruck. So like, we just became buddies. We hit it off, and he goes and gets his dad and all that, and it was a cool little deal because Mason Waddell, of all people, was actually impressed to get to meet me. And I'm like, no.
That's not how this works.
That's not how this is gonna work.
You're way cooler than I'll ever be.
Can you plug your mic jack back out if you get my
Wes probably screwed it up.
just cut out here.
Where did it cut out?
You want me to take it out and stick it back in? Because it's plugged in.
I got you now.
Okay, I'm just going to put it in this pocket. How about that?
Do you know where you lost them?
It's just that during that story it kind of faded out.
Oh, okay.
Was it enough we could boost it post?
Probably from
Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool.
So anyways, you know, that was just a cool little story, but Ryan, like I said, I know him from college, and he works for him. We got a little deal going out just for some brand awareness. And
Yeah,
Cool,
it's
man.
fun. It's a small industry. Like, as big as it is, it's still small. Like, everybody knows somebody, you know.
That's like that is the given within fishing, within hunting, is like everybody, like you said, they think it's this massive thing, and it's like, I always say it's not what I know, it's who I know.
Until you
Everything
know.
that I've got is because I knew somebody. You know, like just now when you sat down, I was like, you're Fenwick. Nathan was going to introduce me to you. You know, and it's like, I've known Nathan for dang near a decade now.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, my boss at Pure Fishing, I met him at the 9th Street, sitting in the 9th Street Canal, sight fishing for largemouth in a college tournament 12 years ago.
Yep.
And like, we were just carrying on, got to be buddies, and well, you know, 10 years later, he's, you know, head of Pure Fishing's pro staff and all that. So it's a pretty cool circle of life.
Yeah, it is, man. It's cool.
Well, this is the one that intrigues me though, because like I kind of have a soft spot for like you or an Andy Montgomery, the guys that combine the hunting and the fishing world. We hear a lot of guys that, like, I'm at Erie, that will say like, soon as end of the late season's done, fishing poles are put away. It's straight deer season now. Fishing's not on the mind anymore. I like the guys that are able to blend both worlds.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty intriguing because the spaces, whether we look at it, there's definitely people that are only fishing minded or only hunting minded. But the more we talk about it, I mean, the spaces live hand in hand. They really
Yeah,
do.
there ain't no doubt. I mean, I just like to do both because I think both keep you sharp with the other one. Because it just keeps you from being too obsessed with one thing or another. Like, you can get to where you fish too much. Like, you know, you start overlooking things, you're not fresh. You need to have something to get you away from it.
Yeah.
Some guys play fantasy football, like Hunter was talking about earlier.
Loser. Loser.
You know, my deal's just bow hunting. Like, when I go home in the summertime, I'll just go shoot my bow. Like, I won't fish for a few days and just have something different to do. It's I like the prep work. I like running cameras. I like watching them grow throughout the summer.
Dude, that's my favorite part. Like, you know, I like killing a deer. I've not killed one in several
I'll be
years.
honest with you, not to cut you off.
No, you're
we'll
good.
get right back on that point. The best way to ruin a good deer hunt is shoot one.
Yeah.
Like, it's
For
over
real.
then. Like,
What do we do now?
the whole lot, like watching him, tracking him, all that, it's all over.
Yeah.
So, like, the whole fun of it is not the shooting part. It is everything that leads to that moment.
Absolutely. And dude, you're right, it does keep you sharp. Like, I've always one of my things I always go, you want to kill big deer, you got to go and study big deer and where they live. You want to catch big fish, it's the same way. And it's like, they're very, interchangeable in that way.
For sure.
And like, how deer function, you could almost apply it to bass. How bass function, you can almost apply it to deer. I mean, it's, it's two different worlds, but
It's
it
just
is.
things in nature. I mean, they both have their habits on certain, frontal conditions or full moons or whatever. Like they all have things that's going to make them react differently. So just keeping up with all that is it's a good way to just stay sharp in the outdoors. I mean, I think to be a great bass fisherman, you should crappie fish some, you should white bass fish some, you should do other things. Just keeps your game sharp.
Because they're all out there together. That's the big thing is, I catch myself being so focused on what's the little green fish or what's the little brown fish doing. But like, you catch a big one, it's got a crappie in the back of its throat, then you start thinking, well, damn, I need to go find all the crappie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. Bass or deer hunting's the same. I think being in nature, period.
For sure.
I brought it up before, when we're talking, like, I get very tuned into the fact that, like, we know so little about how that creature's brain functions because we're not out in it. But like if you're out in it, then you start to get a feeling. I mean, you probably felt this before. It's like, when the weather's going to change. Like other people walking around in some city somewhere, they don't know. I mean, they're like, oh, I got to look at the weather to see what weather's coming on. Like I can be walking outside, like, it's going to rain. And it's like, how do you know that? It's like, I just know, I can feel it. And the only way you get that kind of in tune sense
By
is
spending that time.
spending that time. I mean, you sit for 12 hours in a deer stand, dude, you will see some of the coolest things in nature and see nature do what nature does. That's one of and that's going back to what you said, killing them, man. It's like the way that you ruin
That's
it.
the way you ruin a good deer hunt is by actually shooting
Well,
one.
it was Rick Clunn that said the total immersion, right? You completely put yourself in that position, put yourself in tune with everything going on, and you'd be surprised the things that you can start predicting.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, it definitely makes a difference. So, but he can like tell the squirrel's eating a pin oak or a white oak if they're gonna be biting a buzzbait today.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
That's amazing.
I ain't quite made it to there yet.
But it's cool to see though, because we've talked about this before, but like kind of how trophy bass and trophy bucks act completely the same. But I think it's completely different from a prep standpoint from chasing a big deer.
Yeah, I would
versus
agree
chasing a
with
big
that.
bass.
But I think the mentality of how you're gonna approach it is probably a lot the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and trophy bass fishing doesn't do well with tournament fishing. Like
Right.
I would keep those things separate. I don't want people to listen to this
Yeah.
to think the same, but like you have to have a mindset if you're going to try to shoot a big deer. You may not see any other deer for a week.
Yeah.
You know, like you're gonna go sit somewhere. I mean, people spend the night in their stand.
Yeah.
They'll hunt the afternoon and then not get out of the stand till the next morning when they know that deer has either come and gone, they're not gonna bump him, whatever. I think it's just a mindset of like doing what it's gonna take.
Yeah.
And you may go out there and wind a glide bait around for a week without a bite. When you get a bite, it's a 10-pounder, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's it's just determination of wanting to accomplish a goal and whatever it's gonna take.
I mean, dude, this past year, watching you do as well as you've done kayak fishing and on the kayak scene, I mean, like, you've taught me some things, like just being around you, because my mindset, I've never been a big tournament angler. I've always just been more of a recreational dude. You know, it's just the way I enjoy bass fishing, enjoy fishing, period. And it's like, you know, I've started doing more of the kayak tournament deal. You know, I got the boat and all that, and I love my boat. I just don't enjoy boat tournaments. But the kayak deal I really enjoy. And it's like I've been able to almost have a mind, you know, it's like it's shifted my mind on how I approach it. Because it makes me respect you guys and dudes who are really good at it a lot more, because it is such a, it's a weird mindset thing. Like, I don't know, like I'm starting to get in that mindset. Like, these are the things that I need to do. Like, this is my order of things that need to happen for me to do well. And it's like, it took me a couple years to get to where I can actually like feel confident enough to go out there and go, these are the things I need to execute on. And like you said, you know, if I want to go catch a 10-pounder or, you know, a teener on a glide bait, well, then that's going to be completely different than trying to put 5 in the boat.
Correct.
5 good ones in the boat. You know what I mean? It's very, it is, and you're right. I think it's one thing that a lot of people need to understand. I get a lot of questions about that. It's like, you know, how do I do this? How do I do that? And it's like, well, that's a very loaded question, because you asked me 2 totally different approaches to fishing. You know, like catching 5 and catching a 10 is completely different, you know, aspects of bass fishing completely.
And I'll give everybody a free tip. you want to shoot big deer, catch big bass, you got to hunt where big deer are or fish where big
Amen,
bass are.
brother. Amen.
That is one thing that will help increase your odds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't try to catch teeners in Neely Henry.
No.
I would go to
Yeah.
I would go to somewhere in Texas before I started hooking my glide bait around.
That's right.
But
That's right. Yeah.
if you want to catch 5-spotted bass, Neely Henry is a great place to fish.
That's right. That's right.
Well, so you made a point earlier when we talk about, so like you guys are so, for so much of the year, you're so you're focused on the Elite Series, the schedule, the next coming tournament. Whereas like for you, when the tournament's over, the season's over, you use hunting as a form to kind of regain.
Kind of unwind and like get excited, because I want to be excited when the tournament season comes back up.
Right.
I feel like if I don't unplug from it for a little bit, there's a fine line between burning out and staying sharp.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I want to go fish a little bit, stay sharp, keep my stuff in tune, make sure my stuff's working right, whatever, but not enough that it's fresh again come tournament season. And I just think, it's easier to get up, it's easier to look forward to it.
Yeah.
It's easy, when you're
Not as much on the
fired
line.
up.
Yeah. Well, and here's my question too. So like, from my standpoint, it's fishing is my way to avoid burnout from work.
Yeah.
And so my question for you is, so like hunting is your way to avoid burnout from your career as a professional bass fisherman.
Correct.
Does that mean was hunting kind of like your youth passion growing up prior to fishing?
So that's where it's kind of funny. I hunted a lot. Now I've always fished. Fishing's all I've wanted to do. There was never a plan B. Like everything I did was the next step to figure out how I'm gonna get closer to where I want to be. Like, period, end of story. But I always really liked hunting. But probably when I was like 23, 22, 23, I almost quit hunting. Like I bow hunted a little bit in college, and like I said, gun hunted, and I really just kind of got to where it wasn't that much of a challenge. My now wife lived in Florence. I was coming to Pickwick all the time, and I quit hunting. I just fished. I fished all the time. And the first year I fished the tour, like I said, I didn't hardly deer hunt at all. She liked to go, and we like to try to harvest a couple deer every year for, to have some meat. So I maybe would go 2 or 3 times, but I didn't hardly go at all. And that first year, when I fished the tour, I fished every day. That was my job. She was a teacher, so she'd get up and go to work, and I got up and went fishing every day, somewhere. Yeah. And by about September, she came home one day and I was like, we're gonna go buy some bows. I need something else to do. I see real quick that if I don't find something else to do, I'm gonna get a little burnout on this. Right. It's don't get me wrong, it was fun, but just every day, I have an obsessive personality.
Yeah.
When I get into something, I'm into it, 1,000%.
Drowning in it.
And, yeah, literally. And I have to find something else to check out of. It may just be I'm gonna fletch a dozen arrows. I'll go out in my shop, strip veins off, fletch some arrows. They're pretty, whatever, put them up in the corner. I'll go to bed and it's cool. But that kept me from sitting there on my, my phone app, my Navionics, just looking at Sam Raven for hours. I know every contour in the back of my head, and I'm just oh yeah, they're gonna be on that turn. Yeah. They ain't gonna be nothing on that turn. Let me just let you know. But I think there is.
You're picturing it.
Yeah. So just having other habits to kind of chill out a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Sean, I'll direct this to you because you're in probably one of the greatest stages of fishing, where you're kind of in the exploration stage of fishing.
For sure.
Where everything is awesome.
It's new.
Everything
it's
is
fun.
awesome.
I bet you launched this morning with Wes thinking you're gonna catch 30 pounds and some giants.
Oh, for sure.
But before fishing, you became such a huge part of your life, which I think is awesome. What was it? Was there a sport? Was it a different hobby? What was that?
It was the exact opposite. It was
batteries.
No, well, batteries, yeah. But hunting was first, and fishing was second.
Oh, okay.
And hunting didn't exist until 15 years ago when I met my wife's family, and they got me into it. And it was obsessive. Go up to the 80 acres and do whatever you can do, and drive up Saturday, do all the work, drive back Saturday afternoon, and do whatever you can do to hunt. And then fishing's now become a little bit of
I guess, a break from that. But we're in
Right.
Wisconsin, so it's very, very easy to go.
Yeah.
There's ice on the lakes.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting ice fishing, so I'm trying to figure that out. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's figuring it all out and doing it all, so it's like ebbs and flows rather than one constant.
And that's something that like I've just kind of noticed. Like I've had kids in the last couple of years, and anything you do can become a job. I don't care what it is. Like if you freaking love street lights, like I love street lights, and you get a job with 4 County putting up street lights, like eventually you're like, God, I gotta put up street lights today. It doesn't matter what it is. That can become that. And I found myself having some tough tournaments lately, but I also find myself going into those being like, crap, I gotta leave my kids again this week, you know, I got things I should have been doing at the house, blah, 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 whatever. And like I really had just a moment last week where I'm like, that sucks. Anyways,
It's all good.
are we still filming?
Yeah, you're good.
I just had a moment last week where I'm like, I've got to fall back in love with the process.
Yes. Yes.
Like, I hate rigging rods, and I hate saying that because it's like a big part of my job. And I'm like, crap, I gotta rig like 15 freaking rods now. I used to love that crap.
Yeah.
I used to love putting fresh line on and all that crap being laid out and knots being perfect and all that. Like, I think to be successful, it doesn't matter if you're putting up street lights. Make sure that light cover's on right. If you're a fisherman, love tying knots. You know what I mean? And like, it's easy as a person to just become negative in whatever you're doing.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're selling batteries, whatever. It doesn't matter.
And it manifests itself in so many different ways. Like,
Yeah, that's
you know,
right.
I
You just
mean,
have a little negative moment
Yeah,
that just festers.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
And you can let it become like your mentality can get out there, and that's just, and like I said, I just use that as an efficient example, but that's just a life example. It doesn't matter what you do in life, like having something take a break, step back, but at some point in time, whatever you're doing was what you wanted to do.
Yes.
Like, you know, if you do your dream job, like at some point in time in your life, you couldn't wait to be doing that. So you just have to find falling in love with it again. It's, you know, stepping back and whatever it's going to take to kind of get you back into that. So that's kind of been where I've been at in life here lately is I've felt a little maybe burnout, like I'm just at the end of the season and hadn't been going great, and you know, I got a fresh baby at the house and the whole 9 yards, and I'm like,
Congrats, by the way.
thank you. And I'm just like, you know, wasting a lot of time and effort and money not being content with where I'm at in life because I'm wishing I was somewhere else, and I'm like, there's time for all that. Let's just every day be happy with whatever we got going on. Let's make the best out of that. So.
Dude, that is, I cannot, everybody listening, I cannot explain like how big that is. Like, you know, and I'm coming fresh off of being a teacher, you know what I mean? I've been at it for 6 months full time. But even this February, you know, I took a month off from everything. I stepped back. I didn't make videos. I just did exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't worry about anything. And it's because, and it sounds so like, I know there's people probably listening to this and they're like, man, I'd love to fish every day, And you're like, oh, trust me, I get up every morning. And I mean, every video I make, it's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to go fishing, because it is, you know.
Yeah.
But
no
like
doubt.
the thing for me that burnt me out was my dad got diagnosed with cancer, and it's like, in that moment, I stopped and I was like, there's so many other things that are so much more important to me that I need to restructure how I live my life to make sure that I'm doing, you know, not just what makes me happy, but what is like purposeful, you know what I mean? And like, that's just life advice, you know what I mean? And I get where you're coming from, dude. I mean, it's like, you know, a lot of people, again, they're going to say, like, you're getting to live your dream, you're getting to do it, just be happy. And I am, and I know you are.
For sure.
I know you are. I mean, I know everybody around here is as happy as you can be doing it, but like you said, there's a moment at which you stop and you just got to go, what is the important thing? What is bringing joy? What is moving forward for me? You know, what is productive? and then doing those things. You know what I mean? And like, dude, if it's deer hunting, it's deer hunting. If it's street lights, it's street lights. Like you said,
Whatever
bro.
it is.
I mean, you know, like it's just for me, it's a weird one. I love editing videos. That's like the part of my job that I love the most. Like
wish I had that.
dude, like I sat in bed last night and edited a video, and like I was like showing it to my wife, and my wife's like, "Oh yeah, honey, that's good." But for me, like I was jacked. I was like, "This is all come together. This is like badass. Like this is this, and this is fun."
I tied that music in at the perfect moment.
Yes, yes. And it's like for me, I'm just like, yeah. And it's like, you know, other people are like, "You're weird," and I'm like, "I am," but it's all good. It's what I enjoy. You know, that's huge, man. That's cool. That's cool that you're self-aware enough to see that. I think that's so important. I think so many people are not self-aware enough to stop and go, hey, I need to do this for me, because if I don't, I'm not going to be a good enough dad for my kids. I'm not going to be a good enough husband for my wife. I'm not going to be a good enough family for my family, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be able to give my all. And like, you know, when you get on the front of your boat or you're sitting in a tree stand, if it's not 100 all the time,
Why are you doing it?
then why are you doing it? And that's what I want to be in life, is 100%, 110% all the time.
That's right. And that's kind of, I think that's where I found myself, was kind of going through the motions when I wasn't all into it.
Yep.
You know, I was like, man, crap, I wish I was at home.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
kid's been sick, now the other one's sick. I'm
Yeah.
out here winding the plug around. I'm like, probably ought to be at the house, but whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you just got to step back from all that and figure out, prioritize,
That's right.
get it in order, and like I said, just be back in love with why you're doing it.
That's right.
Because like I said, it don't matter. Dude, Bill Gates hates computers. I don't care what he says.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's like, crap, freaking computer. I gotta mess with another one.
Yeah, that's true.
He just wants to go out there and rub sticks together, build fires. Like,
Do whatever.
he's jealous of
Forget
caveman.
Microsoft.
Do whatever
Yeah.
he does. You know, Elon Musk, he started building rockets. You know, we can't all build rockets, but we can find our rocket project. You know what I mean? Justin Atkins, rocket maker.
That's right.
So your munchkins grow up. Would you rather them hunt or fish? If you had to choose one.
Probably hunt. It's not near as expensive.
I dig that.
I mean, fishing's expensive.
Amen, brother.
My
why-
dad.
That's why I
My-
get in that damn plastic boat of mine and go float around, because
Yeah,
it's
no doubt.
less expensive.
I know. I feel bad for my dad. I think back about all the rods that he bought. That I was like, get 2 of them.
Them on sale, we need 3.
I need one of those.
I still remember growing up playing hockey, and my dad, like, because I had hockey and I had fishing. Those were my 2 passions.
Now wait, is this hockey conversation
No,
going
I
okay,
promise.
okay,
We're not going to go down that
Okay.
rabbit hole again. And he was, I remember I got injured, and so all I had to do, time I had was to fish. He goes, oh, maybe you should put more time into fishing. I remember him joking a few years later. He goes, man, fishing's way more expensive than hockey.
I ain't even doubt. So no, I don't care. As long as they're involved in the outdoors,
Heck yeah.
whatever they want to do. We can just go camping all the time. I don't care.
Heck yeah.
Whatever.
Heck yeah.
Get them out of the house.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
be like me and shoot everything with a Red Ryder BB gun, from the neighbor's cats to whatever.
Amen, brother.
Funny
There'd be
story
no
I'll
critters
tell
in the Atkins
myself.
backyard.
I was like, I don't know, 7 years old, and I lived in a neighborhood, and it had a circle, but they built another part off that like made an L shape. So I was the 3rd house from the end before it made the L. Well, my neighbor about the 2nd house down had a bird feeder,
Oh, man.
and I had a Quicksilver pellet rifle, pump up pellet rifle with a scope on it, and I'd be out there like Kentucky windage holding over and stuff. Like, I mean,
birds.
yeah, I mean, if it had turrets on it, it'd have really been bad. But anyways, I would just snipe birds off her bird feeder in the afternoon. She finally figured out why all these birds were just dead around her bird feeder. Because I'd like put my camouflage on and be in the backyard, and I'd prop up through the chain link fence and just be dialing in on them.
If I go a pump,
So she
pump and a
finally,
half, I'm going to get them.
So she finally called my dad, and he was like, "Yeah, you can't shoot them out of neighbors' properties. You're gonna have to go out in the woods." But it's
But he was like, nice job, son.
yeah, he was like, "That's a good shot. It's at least 60 yards."
You sure you don't want to be a sniper?
Yeah. I probably did miss a good opportunity there. The only problem is I can't take my contacts in and out on the battlefield, so because I can't see anything without my contacts in.
That's funny.
Heck yeah.
That's
You guys
funny.
got any closing questions for Justin here before we wrap this thing up?
I don't
No.
know. I don't think so. I mean, I
Damn
think
good.
I think that was life advice with
Yeah.
Justin Atkins. That was
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah,
That was pretty
that was an
Miley-
awesome
Miley Cyrus
conversation,
deep.
man.
Anything over 3 pumps with the Quicksilver, you're just taking it for a ride. It
There
only
you go.
held so much air, but
There
I
you go.
thought that 20 pumps was really gonna
You
get
thought
it
20
done.
pumps was putting it high power
Yeah,
level,
but
yeah.
It
Some
was.
life advice.
That velocity just dropped out of the barrel, man. It just wasn't no good after that.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Well, I
Well, dude,
appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely, dude.
Appreciate you
coming
joining
on.
us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tomorrow's gonna be fun.
I'm
Can't
looking
wait to
forward
get
it.
up on your grill and hopefully catch a bass or two.
We may not catch any bass, but we
Have a
can,
good
we
time.
can find something cool to do.
That's right.
That's right. Hey, thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, we're gonna end it here. That was fun, like a ton of fun. I appreciate all the guys that came on. It's like I always say, you guys are taking time out of your busy day, your busy week to come listen to us. They're taking time out of their busy weeks to come hang out with us. Everybody from X2 bringing us down here. I want to say thank you, Sean.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. I mean, this is a big undertaking. Jacob, thank you for putting it all together, dude. I was telling Bailey earlier, you know, I've showed up to some pretty like janky things, and there's not anything janky about this. So I really do appreciate that. River Rocks Landing. Want to say thank you to you guys for putting us up and taking care of us. We got us some really nice facilities here. Solid Creative. Y'all guys are going to be running the cameras for this project that we've got going on. Been running the audio for this whole thing because we are definitely not smart enough to do this.
This bonus episode is all thanks
Yeah.
to the boys at Silo.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, Bailey, and I guess Sean.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, for sure, Sean. And I'm not going to say anything fancy about myself because you guys know I just get on here and talk. But
I think everything you just said too, like, we'll link down in the description.
absolutely,
of both
yeah.
episodes.
Show
You guys
notes,
can
go
check it
check all that. It's all the normal stuff. You guys know how it is. Go check it all out because you guys supporting these people supports us, and that's how we keep all this thing going and keep it going. But hey, thank you guys for listening. As always, you guys are sweet. We'll see you next week and whatever Bailey says at the end of his
Any
podcast.
closing remarks, Sean?
It's gonna be a great day tomorrow.
Let's go catch a bass.
Let's go catch some bass.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode with Justin. That was a lot of fun. This little campfire deal was a heck of a lot of fun. We're actually looking into, like our team here at Serious Angler, looking into getting the exact tech that we can keep doing shows like these because they're a lot more fun. They're in person, they're more in depth. It's pretty cool. You can kind of really get intricate in these kind of shows because, you know, you're not going through a TV screen or a computer screen. You're talking in person, having some drinks, having a good time around the campfire. Creates a different atmosphere, cool environment for you guys, especially listening in. So super fun. Big thank you to X2 Power for making this whole series happen. We were down there because of them. They're an amazing partner to work with. If you guys are looking to get yourself into some quality AGM or lithium batteries, whether you're in a RV, kayak, boat, bass boat, etc., something for your truck, your ATV, all that jazz, X2 has the battery for you. Go down a link below. There's a website. You can go check out X2, check out their battery calculator, see what exactly you might need for your power solutions, and go check them out. Their social media, a lot of fun, great content over there. Check it out. But as always, appreciate you guys. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And if you have not left a rating and review on MP3, we please ask you to do so. Helps us out big time. But as always, folks, appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.